to an episode of Chad and Friends Beer Reviews. Henry's joining us for his weekly Friday afternoon visit.
Glad to be here.
And we're doing something of a local brew today. This is Snapperhead IPA, brewed by Butternuts Beer and Ale. They're out of Garrettsville, New York, which is sort of near Oneonta, Cooperstown, that area. Literally
brewed in a barn.
Yeah, I think they only have like 4 employees or something.
But hey, small is good. Yeah. Sometimes.
They make a wide variety of like funny, catchy, animal-themed beers. I don't know if you guys can see. This is like a shark with like a headphones on or something. It's like he's listening to like a cassette tape or something.
He's having fun, you know? He's rocking out, and he's cool. Yeah. It's an all-malt IPA.
Yeah, I don't know what they mean by all malt.
You know, a lot of their beers say all malt, and I don't know what that means.
I think it's some kind of throwback.
Yeah.
If it's an IPA, there's got to be hops in here.
Right, or maybe they're just talking about they're not using different kinds of adjuncts or something. I don't know. Yeah. I will say though, some of these beers, for a canned beer, you know, if you're out at the pool or something, you don't want to drop some glass.
Yeah.
Canned beer is sometimes hard to find. They've got a wheat beer, they've got a stout, and they're actually most of them are drinkable.
Yeah, we'll try to get to all of them. No description on the can, but I think it's 6.8% ABV.
Interesting.
Mine is just on fire with
yours
bubbles.
Is on fire. Yeah, I poured mine
a little gently.
Yeah, but I don't know, lately I just can't seem to pour a beer properly, and I don't know if I'm, my brain is deteriorating or something.
It's like
man, that is nice.
Like
it was hazy. I don't know if you can
Tangelo
we have a white background here at all, but if you can see, I'll give it a finger test there. It's hazy and it's pretty.
Yep. Smells good too. It's like a tangerine or some kind of citrus.
Yeah, and it smells
almost candy-like too.
Yeah, it reminds me almost of like orange sherbet.
Yeah, that's what So that's why I love having Henry over. He can always put his finger on whatever I was trying to think of.
I try. I really do.
Alright, I'm ready to dive into this. You?
Yeah, let's do it.
Alright, cheers. Nice.
Oh.
A little dry though.
Very dry. A little bit bitter.
Yeah.
The head is so creamy and I don't know. We could check get a good mustache here. Hold on.
This must be dry hopped because you're getting everything that you get in a dry hop IPA you get here.
Chad, there's a subtlety here. One of the subtle notes. I don't want to rob your thunder by talking about the subtle notes here, but there's the out front punch of some of the hop, some of the bitterness, but behind the fist, there is this gentle sort of thing. Yeah, I don't know why they want to call it an IPA, because this definitely did not go around the Horn of Africa.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, there's like a sweetness, like a candy kind of sweetness here. It's almost like drinking a soda, maybe like an orange soda, like Fanta.
Well, I wouldn't say it's that sweet, but actually, if you belch a little, then you get that the strangeness that you might be talking about here is maximized.
Yeah, it's something that you kind of get like in a more of an imperial beer, like that kind of rubbing alcohol kind of thing.
Well, do we know what the content of this beer is?
I think Beer Advocate said it's 6.8%.
Oh,
that's not very high.
Well, 6.8% though for an IPA.
That's average.
You can see the fish is rocking out and having a good time.
Was it a shark or a dolphin?
I think this is just some kind of weird fish.
Yeah. It's a green fish.
Hey, they give you nutritional analysis on here. It's 150 calories, 8 grams of carbohydrates, 1 gram of protein, and fat-free.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something different about this beer that I cannot put my finger on. I know you were talking about me getting my finger on things before, but there is something that eludes me about this beer. It's different, it's weird,
Yeah.
it's special. It's not necessarily bad. Oh, for an American IPA though, it's certainly solid.
Yeah, it's a solid beer.
Out of a can, come on.
Yeah,
You know?
and as far as drinkability, even though it's like noticeably dry, it's soft in the mouth. Even though like it's kind of fizzly at first when you first pour it because it's very effervescent, and now it's kind of calmed down.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a lot softer now, and it's pretty smooth. You can slug it down.
You can see though, the head kind of just clung to the glass there, and it's super fizzy. You can still see it on there.
Yeah.
We should get an overhead cam one of these days. The head on this beer is great.
Yeah, it's lasting. I'm still hanging in there.
Oftentimes beers that have this kind of haziness tend to keep their heads better, in my experience.
All right. Well, I think I've boiled it down to what my general opinion of this is. As far as the flavor, it was good, but it wasn't great, and like the dryness was noticeable. It has like that kind of weird aftertaste that we couldn't really put our finger on. But I mean, like the drinkability was pretty good. I just would have liked a lot more in the flavor department. The hops are lingering here. It's very dry beer. But it's IPA. It's kind of what it's supposed to be. So, I like it, but I'm not in love with it. So I'm gonna go actually a little low on this one. I'm gonna say 6, which is I can still honestly give this a thumbs up. Like very honestly, I don't have to think about it. But there are certainly a lot better IPAs out there. What do you think, Henry?
Look, I like it. For me, I'm not an IPA fan. I like pale ales. I'm more particular to the British pales. I find overly hopped beers offensive in many cases, usually depending on the hop.
You're just a puss.
yeah, maybe that's it. I don't know. I like my beers maltier and less hoppy. But this particular beer, while it is very hoppy, I do like. The particular hops used I find less offensive, but still strong. I really do like that sort of strange, subtle note that we can't put our fingers on. I also love the almost orange sherbet aroma.
Yeah, I like that too.
The texture is good. The fact that it's coming out of a can is not a nitro charge. This is just a regular can of beer. I'm gonna say I'm impressed. I'm thinking 6.5, but I'm filled with a sort of jovial generosity that's going to push me to a 7 on this beer, Chad.
So like you're like impressed by how impressed you are.
I know. It's usually an IPA. I'm giving this one a 7, guys. Great job.
And that's kind of funny because you're rating it a little bit higher than I am.
Yeah. It's different. It's good. I wouldn't want to drink a ton of these though. This is not for me a session beer. I would really enjoy one of these.
Yeah.
And for that one, it's a 7.
Yeah. Alright, so thanks to Henry for coming over.
And don't forget to have an amount of it.
Can't you think of something more creative than
No,
that?
I can't. That's my catchphrase. Look, if I don't say my catchphrase, that guy out there is going to feel like somebody punched him in the stomach, and I don't want to be responsible for anyone feeling like that. So don't forget to have an amount of it.
Somebody brewed it, Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Reviews. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.